This is unprecedented around the world. There's never been such a situation where election and another election and another election, and there still is no government in Israel. It really seems to bring to life that Talmudic, midrashic uh, um, lesson that the Messiah of David, the Mashiach ben David, only comes after there is no government. Well, this is pretty clear that we're experiencing no government in Israel, and there's no end in sight because there appears to be a deadlock. And even if Kahol Lavan or the Likud forms a government, it'll be a very weak government. It's almost even the amount of votes, and Kahol Lavan, the blue and white party, would have to rely on the Arabs, and it's unlikely that such a government will last very long. And if Bibi forms a government with a few people that leave Kahol Lavan, it's unlikely that will last too long. And let's remember the words of the prophet Isaiah. Kiyom nakam belibi ushnat gulai ba. When you want to know if redemption is near, one of the clearest signs is that there's a day of revenge against the nations, all the nations that oppress the Jewish people. I mean, look, Italy, the seat of the Roman Catholic Church, who have persecuted and massacred, and the Crusades and Holocausts and pogroms. I mean, that Italy, Rome, the seat of the Catholic Church, they are hit very hard. And where else is hit? Iran. Iran, which is the number one enemy of Israel today. Every morning and every evening they scream that they will destroy the Jewish state, that they will march on Jerusalem. They support the Hezbollah and the Hamas and terrorism around the world against the free world, not only against Israel but particularly against Israel. And who else is hit? The Chinese, the atheists, the communists. There can be no greater gross violations of civil rights, of their own human rights in China, but they are the atheists. They are the kofrim. They believe in no God. They are pure communist atheistic beliefs, and so it's not a coincidence that these are the three main hubs that were hit and are still currently hit the hardest. This is a day of judgment to the world. This is a day of revenge against the nations. And people say, well, okay, fine, we know that's how the exodus from Egypt happened, there were makot, there were plagues against the Egyptians, and then the redemption came, and we know, but who says things are better in Israel? I mean, after all, you have 41 people that have already been affected. None have died, Baruch Hashem, yet, and hopefully none will. And my answer to that is, first, if they've only been affected and infected because of people that have come from abroad. But, the verse in Yoel says the following. It says, Ki b'Yerushalayim u'b'Tzion tiyeh pleita. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem there will be a refuge. That's in Joel chapter 3, verse 5. The safest place in the world for anyone, particularly for Jews, is Israel. There is no promise that the Jews in Borough Park, in Amnon Pizza Place, and in Shmuka Bernstein's, or I don't know what comfortable restaurants and communities are there, or in Long Island or Cedarhurst or Golders Green or anywhere else. It does not say anywhere that they will live there forever. In fact, it says quite to the contrary, that the only refuge will be in Zion, in Israel, in Jerusalem. And so I urge my close family and my brothers and sisters, fellow Jews around the world, to understand that this is a serious situation. You can still get out, maybe. Flights are being canceled, and it's difficult to get out, but you can still get out. You may be in quarantine for 2 weeks, but so be it. Come to Israel. We'll figure it out. The Israel Dog Unit, we are Yakal, the IDU. We will find a place for you to live. We have brought people on Aliyah to Israel. We have brought families here that have volunteered in the dog unit and helped patrol in Jewish towns and helped look for missing people. It sounds crazy. Certainly for singles, it's an easy trip. It's not that difficult or impossible yet. Come to Israel. We'll find a place for you to live. We'll get you involved with the unit or find some other thing for you to do here in Israel. and you will live, and your children will live, and your grandchildren will live, and you will have your future. I'm not saying that this is the end game, although we always are supposed to believe that Mashiach will be here immediately, today, tomorrow. But regardless, there are signs here, clear signs, that should convince any Jew that it's time to come home. Come home now, protect yourself, isolate yourself from this horrible virus and from the other ills of the Galut. This is your opportunity to return to Israel. It's now and possibly never.